Hey everyone, it's Hiedi Scott with DIY I hope that you are having a wonderful Monday. On this video tutorial, we are going to make a few Christmas signs, and they're really cute. So what I thought is that we would make some signs that are made out of fabric, and we're going to use, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this one, which came from Hobby Lobby last week. It was around $10, but with 40% off, I think it was around $6 that I actually paid for it. It's a nice, thick, heavy canvas. It's got these nice little boards on the top and the bottom. After we do this, don't peek, I'm going to show you how to make something similar using painter's stir sticks and drop cloth. And then I'm going to show you a few other signs that I've made using painter's drop cloth and painter's stir sticks. So it should be really good. It's a super economical craft to do. And I just love to have things hanging on the doors, like the door to my pantry, the door to our back door. You can just get those little command hooks that come on and off a cinch. These signs don't weigh much, so you don't need something major to hang them up. And they cost almost nothing. So let's hop right in. Okay, let me just say, as you're hopping on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to sprinkle. I'm gonna try my best to pin a link here real quick. My phone just does not like my thumb. Well, heck, maybe I won't. Well, there we go. Okay, can I do this? Oh my word. You guys, I'm so sorry. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna be using stencils from Magnolia Design Company, and we're gonna use ink for today, although we could also use chalk paste because we're not going to need to actually wash these. I feel like I'm sideways. Okay, that's a little better. And so before we went live, I used this stencil right here. It's called a Christmas Subway tile stencil. I've used it maybe 3 times before. I love it. I used the whole entire thing, but what I love about this stencil is that you can just use the words that you want for different projects, for like book projects on the spine, for Christmas cards, on, you know, all kinds of things. You can just choose the words you want, like cookie baking, apple cider, mistletoe, North Pole, joy, Christmas, hot cocoa, peppermint, snow, gingerbread, reindeer, candy canes, sleigh rides, trees, all kinds of things. So I used this right here. I did the whole entire thing in black ink. All right, also from Magnolia. And this is what it looks like. Okay. It turned out really cute. Now on the other side, I did it sort of off to the side. On the other side, I want to do 2 trees. 2 of these tree things are so fun. Okay. There's 2 of them, and here are the other 2 that come in this pack. We're going to use these 2 right here though. So I wanted it to look sort of 3-dimensional, and this was really it was a brain challenge for me today because I didn't sleep last night. But anyways, how to make it look like one was further forward and one was in the back. And what I decided to do was I was going to lay this one right clear to the edge, but not stencil the whole thing. So what I wanted to do is have this whole entire thing be in the picture. And so what I did to start out with is I stenciled 3 pieces of white computer paper. I stenciled the front sheet with this. and then I cut it out. And now I have 3 of these that I can use for future things. So this is the one I actually used. And what I did is I laid it on my canvas sign here. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Let's put this down a little bit further. Okay, so I laid it down here, and then I put my stencil over the top of both things. Does that make sense? So this is not exactly perfect, but this gives you an idea what I'm talking about, okay? And this is what I got. And I'll be able to use my paper again if I want. So this is what I ended up with, which looks funny, huh? This is where the tree was. Does this make any sense? I hope it does. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this little tree right here, and we're gonna push it right up to the edge, and we're gonna stencil this, and it'll look like the taller tree is behind it. At least I hope it will. So as you're hopping on, tell me how you're doing today. Did you guys happen to catch Christ in Crafting yesterday? I'd love to know that. What did you think? Let's see, I gotta really concentrate here for a second. Is this right? It's gonna be really cool. And the other projects I have to show you are really kind of cool too, so. Hang tight while I get this exactly right. Okay, close enough. So I'm just putting this down. This other tree here has dried. So this is what it looks like now. Can you see what I'm talking about? And let's just grab, in front of my shirt, the ink, the black ink. Now, if you like super bright colors, they have a great red and a great green. In fact, today I was playing with some of these little gnomios, the boy and the girl in Christmas clothes on a tea towel. It's gonna be so cute, and there's this real special little twist to it. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow, depending if I can get it all finished up. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a blob and we're gonna push it through the holes on the stencil. Easy, easy, easy. And I'm gonna resist the urge to keep going over it. I always say that because that is when you will have it, that's when I have a tendency to go outside of the lines or to push too much medium through the holes on my stencil, and then you don't get a very crisp looking stencil design. Okay, let's take that excess off. I'm just taking the big globs off. Okay. Just set this over here. And this is what it looks like. It's gonna be super cute, and I'm gonna make a bow. One of those kind of sloppy looking messy bow things. It with black and white ribbon after I'm done, and I'll take pictures and show that to you. Okay, so I'm just pulling this off. It turned out perfect! Well, there is a little spot there where it could use a teeny bit more ink. Let's see if I can do that without completely messing it up. Perfect. Oh, here's another one. You can peek as you're pulling your stencil up. Right here, still needs a little more. There we go, perfect. Okay, and I'm gonna throw this in my little tub of water that I have over here to the side. And I'll show you what we got. Turned out really cute. Okay, look at that. Is that not darling or what? And that was so easy to do. So, in case you're joining me, we're making these cloth wall hangings that you can put on doors with command hooks or just hang wherever you want in your house. This one came from Hobby Lobby. It was around $6 after the discount. After we do this one, I'm going to show you how to make something that looks like this using painter's stir sticks and painter's drop cloth. So the idea with this one that I really wanted to figure out how to do was how to make this, whoops, this sort of 3D, where am I? This look right here of the trees. So it looked like this one with the snowflakes on it was on the front. And that was the main thing that I showed you with this. So what do you guys think? Isn't that cute? And then I'll probably do like that messy bow thing right here. Okay, let me hang this up so I don't mess it up. We'll let it dry. I think that, can you see it? Turned out pretty cute. Okay, the next one that I want to do is, well, let me show you a couple that I've made in the past, okay? This was one that we made a while ago. I love this stencil. It says, "With God, all things are possible," Matthew 19:26. And you guys, inside of this in the back is just one of those large craft spreader popsicle stick thingamabobs. And then I hot glued on some ribbon, and I used some of this baker's twine in black and white that I'm obsessed with, and we made one of these little rolled rosette flowers for that one. It turned out super cute. It cost pennies to make. Seriously pennies. Here's another one that I made recently, and I've gotten a lot of comments about this. I have it hanging on the doors here behind me. These are life rules is what this stencil is called, and it says, "Be kind, have faith, speak truth, show grace, stay humble, be honest, and love others." And this is just painter's drop cloth, just like the other thing. Inside of this is one of those painter's stir sticks glued in there with some ribbon on it, and then just a bow that I made and just some ribbon as the hanger. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? And again, I mean, this whole thing probably cost, I don't know, the ribbon was the most expensive part. That's probably $2 or $3 worth of ribbon because this was really nice ribbon. But the rest of it is probably 25 cents worth of materials, seriously. And it takes absolutely no time to make something like this. Okay? And before we do this project, I wanted to show you how this sign turned out from the other day. This was also from Hobby Lobby, and we just stenciled hallelujah on it. I haven't dolled it up yet, but I'm planning to do that in the next day or so, and then I'll take pictures and show you that. But I don't know that it even really needs to be dolled up. It's pretty darn cute. It's got this beaded holder. It could be a shelf sitter if you wanted it to. And this also was around $10, and it was 40% off at Hobby Lobby. So that was a good deal. Okay, so what we're going to be using for our project today is this big piece of drop cloth. It's Everbuilt brand from Home Depot. Everbuilt brand. It's medium duty. It does not have a plastic backing on it, okay? And what I do with this painter's drop cloth, first of all, don't cut it before you wash it because it will all unravel. So what you want to do is wash it twice on hot. This is going to make it so it's not so starchy and stiff. And then you're going to dry it twice on hot. You can use fabric softener or dryer sheets or whatever you want. And it's soft, you guys, and really nice and super affordable. When I purchased my drop cloths at Home Depot, Everbuilt brand, I got 2 of them for like $16. And I've done so many projects with them, from making table runners, that gorgeous table runner with the rolled rosettes, do you guys remember that? To all kinds of signs, to placemats, tons of flowers. So, so that is basically how you prepare your drop cloth. You're gonna wash it twice, dry it twice, and then you're gonna fold it while it's still warm out of the dryer, and you're gonna iron it. It's really better to iron it before you start stenciling on it, okay? So I took this to my upstairs ironing area, and I ironed it before I came live. And then what I did is I took these longer ones, because we're gonna do a bigger sign. These are 5-gallon paint sticks. They have them at Lowe's and at Home Depot. This size, you get 3 for about $1 or maybe $1.15. This is the size I was working with, and we needed 4, so it was like $1.33 in sticks. There's also this size. This is the 1-gallon size. You can get this, and this one's really a super good deal because you get 10 for about $1 or $1.15. You can get these everywhere, seriously. You may even be able to get some at Dollar Tree. I'm not sure. I haven't ever bought them there. But I always like to have these around because I use them for all kinds of different things. On one side, they have measuring marks. The other side is plain. Here's the measuring marks. Can you kind of see that? Okay, so before I came live, I used some brown stain to stain 4 of these longer ones. I only did one side because you're only going to be able to see one side, okay? And then I cut my drop cloth to about the size that I wanted, you guys, and I folded the sides over and just hemmed them with a little hot glue. You're not going to see the back of it, I promise. Okay, so both sides are sort of hemmed here. Let's see, let's scoot over this way a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So then I laid one of my stir sticks down on the back underneath here, right here. Can you see? This is the back where it's hemmed. Okay, and this is going to be the front. So I just laid it down and I glued as straight as possible. It's hard to be straight with drop cloth, and it really doesn't, it's not super important that it be exactly straight. But anyways, I laid it down and I glued it on right here. And I see a spot that's coming loose over here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more glue. Okay. And what we're gonna do basically is we're gonna make a sandwich of 2 of these stir sticks at the top and the bottom, sandwiching the ends of the drop cloth. And just for the design of it, these paint stir sticks are not completely straight. You might have noticed that they have this little like indentation for a handle or something there. So I'm gonna put one of the indentions on this side and the other indentation on the other side. I hope that makes sense. And so since I've got this glued on here now, we're just gonna go ahead and take this down a little bit more. I'm going to, let's go down a little bit further. Okay, I'm going to, where's the best view? I'm having challenges today. I'm going to just take another stir stick and sandwich it right here. And then we'll tie some twine around the outside edges to be a hanger. Okay, so basically I just need to get as much hot glue on here as quick as possible and then smush them together like a big Oreo sandwich. And when you're working with these low temperature hot glue guns, oops, I went outside. It's kind of hard to get very much glue on at one time before it hardens. So just doing the best that I can. And over here, I'll have to try to squeeze some in to this side because I didn't get it completely out to the edge. Need enough in there to hold it together. Okay, so this is going to be the top, and this is the front. And when I'm all finished with it, I can iron it up again so it's nice and flat. So let's do the bottom. And we're just going to lay this down, figure out where this should land. So there's roughly the same amount sticking out on both sides. Right, let's do this last little section here. Okay, so this is what I've got going on. Whoops, well, I didn't get it quite straight. Oh well. I didn't get it exactly even on the two sides. I might pull that off and try again. Nope, I'm not going to because it's going to tear up my... I'll figure out a way to camouflage the fact that it wasn't straight when I'm all done. This is the perfect opportunity for me to give you my lecture about enjoying your crafting time and not sweating the details too much, not insisting that you do a perfect job on all of your crafts. Because I think it's as important to enjoy what you're doing and to have the mental release of crafting as it is to have a perfect result. So I hope that you guys aren't too hard on yourselves and that you give yourselves some grace, that your craft projects do not have to be perfect. In fact, if you want perfect, go buy it from a big chain store. These are homemade projects that we're doing here, so they're not perfect. And mine are definitely not perfect, not by a long ways. Okay, so this is basically what I created. It's kind of similar to this idea, don't you think? And if I didn't tell you that this was a stir stick, you know, I don't know if you would immediately guess that that's what it was, unless you knew me and you knew that I like to do projects with painter's stir sticks. Okay, so we're gonna make this the side that's more centered, the top. All right, and we are gonna be using this beautiful stencil. This is, I think, my most favorite of the Christmas stencils from Magnolia Design Company. Hey, and I pinned a link right down here. It says https://DIYDreaming.magnoliadesignco.com. Uh-oh, it may have a mistake in it. Shoot. I don't know. If it does, I'll fix it. But if you want to go look at the stencils, let me get you a link. So write link in the comments so that I know that you want one. Anyways, look how pretty this is. It's so detailed. I just love it. So this is what we're going to be using. And we are, let me think about this. We're just going to center it. Now, these green stencils normally need to be fuzzed on fabric, but this is fabric. So there's no reason to fuzz it on fabric before you use it on fabric. Does that make sense? Okay. And sometimes when I'm trying to get something centered, the easiest thing to do is to stand up. For me. Just wanting to... Either my canvas is really, really not straight, which is definitely a possibility, or I'm laying it on a little bit crooked. Okay, I'm gonna say that that is good enough, right? So this is what we have. These stencils are so awesome to work with, you guys. They're mesh, they're adhesive, they're reusable, they're kind of stretchy. They're really quite sticky. I just love them. So when I'm finished stenciling this, I will immediately put it in some water, and then as soon as I'm done here, I will go straight to my sink and spray it with the sprayer to get everything off of it. Sometimes I can use a kitchen sponge or the stencil cleaner sponge that you can get from Magnolia with the little dish soap to get, especially if I'm working with ink, to get some of that residue off. But these are really easy to clean. And then I'll lay it on the counter with the sticky side up to dry. Super easy. One time I laid a stencil on the counter with the sticky side down, and when it dried, it was stuck to the counter, like permanently. I ruined it just trying to get it pulled up, so don't do that. Okay, so let's put this in here. So this is a lot of surface to cover, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bigger squeegee. This is the $2.50 squeegee that you can purchase from Magnolia. I almost always cut them in half, but for this stencil, I'm going to use the whole thing. And you guys, this fabric, this painter's drop cloth is thick. So I'm not worried about it going from the front through the back onto my table, but I don't know, maybe I should be. Let's get a little paper towel. But so normally I would always just make sure that I had something in between, especially if it was like a pillowcase or a folded tea towel, so that I don't get my stencil to go through to the back, you know, and ruin the project. Okay, that's good. So I just put a paper towel on underneath it. All right. And now I'm just gonna take one of these little stirrers. You could use a plastic spoon or whatever. And I'm gonna put, I think I'll just put some blobs on here. Not too far apart. And we'll start that way. You want a good amount of ink on your project, but not so much that it's going to get soaked into the fabric and spread everywhere. I'll just put it right on here. These bigger squeegees are they feel a little different to work with. I have to really pay attention to not go outside of my stencil. Never, ever in a million years could I draw or paint something as beautiful as this Christmas design. But with the stencil, I can create it in no time at all, and be able to do it multiple times on different projects and have it be just fabulous. So that's why I like working with stencils. And I think they're a good investment. As long as I'm going to ramble, I'll just tell you what I think. I think these are a good investment because you can use them over and over and over. Like things that are a one-time use only, I'm not as likely to invest in. But things that I know I'll be able to use for multiple projects, I will. I definitely feel good about spending some money on those. And just so you know, these are not terrible. This stencil right here, it's a big one. It's, I don't know, it might be $25 or something like that. But there's a lot of stencils that they have at Magnolia that are like in the $12, $13 range too. So they're not all $25. Okay, I'm just looking over my project here real quick to see, and I'm gonna do a little peeking. Okay, and already I see, oh dang, got this on my hands. I do wanna move kind of quickly because the ink will start to dry. Let's get this off my fingers. And I don't want it to dry and then not stay when I look at my stencil. Also, I don't want to get this ink that's on my hands all over my project. Okay, so let me take another peek. Maybe I need a smaller squeegee just to touch up a little bit. Looks really good. So I'm just peeking, lifting the edges and peeking to see where I might need to add a little bit more ink. And so far, wow, it looks really awesome. Getting this all over. I'm not seeing any huge areas where it's really not enough ink, except for right here. I am going to lay it back down. No, I'm not, because I'm going to get it messed up. Okay, let me throw this in my tub of water. It's going to be kind of difficult because it's bigger than the tub. But let's push it in there. And go to the sink. So today at my house we're having our kitchen and the pantry cleaned, not cleaned, painted, and so that means I can't use my kitchen sink. So I'm gonna have a fun time trying to clean the stencil out in the little bathroom vanity, but that's what I've been doing today, is using that. Okay, so here's the project. What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? And it cost hardly anything. I bet you have $1.50 or $1.75 in materials into this with the stir sticks and the fabric. And then I'll be able to use that stencil over and over and over. It didn't use very much ink. And so I'm just gonna take a little piece of twine. And now that I'm looking at it, I think actually what I want to do is use some plaid ribbon like this, possibly bigger as the handle. But I will fiddle around with that after I get off the camera, and then I'll take pictures, and I will probably do some kind of a cute little messy bow. And I will put the pictures in this comment, in this in the body of this video, and also just separately on DIY Dreaming. So I couldn't, oh, the bathtub, that's a great idea. Somebody was just telling me that I could probably clean my stencil out in the bathtub. Yeah, I definitely will, because the vanity, the sink is about this big. So anyways, I hope that you guys liked these ideas. And if you decide to make one of these paint stir stick and paint drop cloth signs, I would love to see pictures over at Dreamy DIY. So if you haven't already joined that group, you should hop over there. It's Dreamy DIY. There's a space there. And ask to join. Be sure you answer the questions and then take a look at all the amazing photos over there. And if you feel like it, please share pictures of your projects too. I love to be able to see what you guys are doing. And I know everybody else gets so many great ideas. If you like this project or the kind of things that I do here at DIY Dreaming, you like Christ and crafting on Sundays, feel free to sprinkle and tell your friends about this. If you want to look at stencils or ink or chalk paste or squeegees or the Romeo and Juliet stencil stuff or anything else, I did pin a link right here. It may not work. If it doesn't, tell me in the comments, put link, and I will send you, I'll reply with the corrected link. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I have so many things coming up that I can't wait to show you, so I hope you'll join me tomorrow and then take a peek for just pictures and things that I'll post throughout the rest of today and into tomorrow morning. All right, have a great rest of the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.